Thank you for joining today's webinar, HeadnTail Analysis in Fusion 4. Throughout today's presentation, you can enter any questions you have in the chat box on the bottom left side of your screen. We will set aside time at the end of the webinar to answer questions. If we don't get to your question today, a member of the Lucidworks team will reach out to you. Today's presenter is Lucidworks VP of Research, Chao. Before Chao begins, I'd like to tell you a little bit about Lucidworks. Lucidworks is a company focused on AI-powered search solutions, both in the cloud and on-premise. The company is based in San Francisco with offices around the world and is relied upon by many of the world's largest companies. Our award-winning platform, Fusion, combines Spark and Solr with search-focused AI and machine learning capability, an app development framework, and insights and analytics in order to help your users and customers find exactly what they are looking for. Let's talk a bit about our recent Fusion 4 release. Fusion 4 adds the app concept, which allows you to combine multiple collections into a single application. This includes our new App Studio web-based applications framework. Fusion 4 also adds App Insights, which allows you to get charts and reports about what users are doing in your search application. We'll highlight the HeadnTail Analysis features in this presentation. In this release, there are built-in machine learning jobs executed on Apache Spark, allowing you to perform common AI-powered tasks in your search applications, such as classification, clustering, or HeadnTail analysis. This release adds a connector SDK, making it easier to create custom connectors. Aside from these features, there are numerous improvements in the search engine, including scalability improvements. You can find out more about what is new in Fusion 4 on our website or from the previously recorded webinar. Without further ado, I'll turn it over to Chao, who will tell you all about Fusion 4's new HeadnTail Analysis feature.
Thanks, Jenny. So today I'd like to talk about the new HeadnTail Analysis feature in Fusion 4. Before I explain what this new job is about and what it can do for you, let's take a look at some difficult search problems that we may face very often. Imagine you go to a shopping site and type in the Curie outdoor rock speaker, and you know sort of what you want is rock-shaped speakers for outdoors so that you don't mess up the feng shui of your town. But you get the results on the left. The first rock-shaped speaker is 4 items down, and you should have gotten results that looks more like the right side. The problem here is because the returned product descriptions on the left all have words outdoor speaker and also saying you can play rock music with it. Here, rock can have different contextual meanings, but we cannot require customers to write a complicated Solr query to clearly state their intent. The search engine needs to anticipate users' needs. Otherwise, customers will build on that return site without clicks or purchases and quickly jump to another site. Then it's a missed opportunity. We call this kind of underperforming queries that leads to very few or no clicks tail queries. On the contrary, for queries that generate lots of clicks or conversions, we call them head queries. For example, if you are selling books, then Harry Potter can be your biggest traffic generator, then it's a head query. After analyzing query performance for our customers, we found that it's not uncommon to see the Pareto effect in query signals. For example, approximately 50 to 70% of our traffic might be coming from less than 1% of the queries. Then you have a very long tail, which only contributes around 10% of the traffic. You may ask why I should care about that 10% of the traffic. Okay, let's do a simple calculation. Let's say there are 100 unique queries. Of those 100 queries, 10 tag queries result in 80 clicks. The remaining 90 queries result in only 20 clicks, which means most of them have 0 clicks. This is a pretty big missed opportunity. If we're able to improve tail query performance so that each of those tail queries can generate 1 click, then instead of 100 total clicks, we will have 170 clicks. Most of the retail sites usually maintain a head query list to monitor their result relevancy. But you can see here, improving tail queries is actually another key factor for lifting the overall conversion rate. After observing the tail query problems, we developed a HeadnTail Analysis job in Fusion 4 to help you gain insights on user queries and behavior and discover reasons for low traffic from tail queries. Also found ways to rewrite tail queries to be more effective. Let's take a look. Since all the analytic story starts from data, let's see where our data is from. As you may already learn from our previous webinars, Fusion is able to capture events from your search application, which we call signals. Those signals are indications of user behavior. Signals include things like the search term people issued, associated timestamp, the document user click on, or items that were added to cart or purchased. Also the user ID. We can use those information to build a recommender or set up a clickstream model or even build a Curie categorization classifier. For HeadnTail analysis, we take the Curie terms issued and then aggregate based on different signal event types, such as search and clicks. For instance, we see 35 case searches for LCTV and 200 for outdoor rock speaker. Yet we see that most people who search on LCTV click on a result. Most people who search on outdoor rock speaker click on nothing. Then LCTV is head query, where outdoor rock speaker is a tail query. By the way, here we're using e-commerce data set from Kaggle for demonstration. Once your signals are in one of the Solr collection, we can go ahead and run the HeadnTail Analysis job. Simply go to the New Jobs Manager in Fusion 4, then select HeadnTail Analysis. In the Job Configure UI, fill out some parameters. A few required ones such as which collection contains the signals, which field contains the query string, which field contains the count of the event, which type of events to use for analysis. Then just click Run and Start. Once the job is finished, it will output some details to the collection, including query details, summary statistics, and suggested rewrites of the query. However, we are going to just use Fusion 4's new Insight app to visualize and search on this collection to make life easier.
So just open up Fusion Insights app, go to Analytics, IP Insights, then choose HeadnTail Analysis. You'll see a series of charts and tables to help you understand your queries. Firstly, you will see a plot which provides an overview of the query traffic distribution to see how skewed your HeadnTail distribution is. Our backend algorithm automatically suggests where the head, torso, and tail are based on the overall distribution and color them differently in the plot. You can also choose your own threshold in the job config. In addition to understanding the HeadnTail distribution, it is valuable to learn how much traffic various query groups produce. Our summary statistics table provides more detailed insights. For instance, you can see how many unique queries we captured, the percentage of events that top 100 queries generated, how many queries that constitute half of the events, how many queries lead to 0 events, and other statistics. This summary indicates a lot of opportunity for optimization, as much of queries generate less than 5 clicks. Again, you can also choose your own cutoff to compute statistics on in the job config. Another point of interest is learning how users are querying your database. Most people are searching very long strings or very short strings. These distributions will give you insights into how to tune your search engine. Also, it's good to know what are the most popular tokens people use to search on your site. The tokens indicate the type of products that your customer come to the website for, and you can use these terms for SEO and SEM purposes. Also, make sure to set up good spell corrections for those terms. It is also valuable to learn which specific queries are producing the most and least traffic. Our detailed query traffic table will show head and tail queries with their metadata. Search engineers can take the head query list to make sure most of them leads to good relevancy. Sales department can further optimize them with a particular promotion or feature on the homepage or in an email campaign. You can also see some examples of tail queries. Here, especially the ones which get searched over certain times but didn't lead to clicks. For example, here shows vReader was searched 171 times in history, but only leads to 13 clicks. It's actually a misspelling of typing V and reader together. So you can add this break word setup in the Solr spell checker. Actually, you don't need to read through each tail queries to see what are the main problems. Based on our testing on different data sets, I summarize the common tail reasons as follows and automatically assign each tail query with a reason. Firstly, user misspell things. If you set up Solr spell checker already but still have misspellings, then you may want to look into the Solr config or use the misspelling listed here as an amendment. Numbers, especially dimension search, can be tricky. For example, if user type 2 by 2, but your catalog only write it as 2 times 2, then it will be hard to find it. Sometimes the query is similar to one of our head queries, like a water bottle, but contains other descriptive words like foldable. Or in the example we mentioned below, customer asks for a specific type of outdoor speaker, then it can lead to ambiguity. And very often, customer may have hard time find certain attributes such as color and brand, which indicate the boosting weights for those fields may not set up properly. Sometimes there's a stop words in the query, which may require match of the stop words too if it's not trimmed out. And sometimes customers search on a rare term that does not exist, or people use a synonym like a barrister instead of lawyer. Then we can either leave it there or replace with a more common query. Other times, user blur the words out in a strange order, such as dryer and washer instead of washer and dryer. For the tail queries, Fusion doesn't just tell you this isn't good, but automatically suggests ways that you can rewrite the query. The main idea I used here is that for each tail query, I try to find its closest matching head queries. And based on the difference between the tail and head queries, we can assign reasons for why any given query is a tail query and suggest a rewrite. For example, replace tail with head if the reason is misspelling or stop words. If the reason is rewording, we then flip the word order to a more common ordering and boost on the last term. One tail query contains specific descriptive words plus head query. We separate this case into 2 scenarios. If the descriptive part is not a very common word, then we treat head part as a phrases and also boost more on the descriptive part. But if the descriptive word is common terms, then boost on it may lead to ambiguity. We assign a different reason code here called other extra and does not put on the boost on the descriptive part. We also put all the elements we use to do the rewriting in other fields here so that you can customize your own rewriting yourself. Then use those rewritings in production. Users can further customize these results by providing their own dictionary in a CSV file with items such as color and brand. If these are specified, the job will parse the tail query and assign reasons such as color and brand as specified in your dictionary and perform filtering or focus the search on these fields. At last, a pie chart will be provided to show the proportion of each reason code, including reasons in the customized dictionary. Knowing which kind of attributes cause best search performance can provide guidance on search field boosting setup and ways to enrich the catalog on the corresponding fields. In this data set, we found out that number search is most problematic. For example, people search for 27-inch TV, but there's no word inch in the catalog and the dimension field. And in the catalog, the dimension attribute field use quote to denote inch. So you need to add this pair into your synonym list so people can find it. And the search engineers can apply the tail Curie rewriting part at Curie time using Fusion's Curie workbench. For example, a Curie parser can be set up to find color, brand, and number, then apply special treatments that are similar to the suggested rewritings. If after dropping color, brand, and number, an incoming query match any tail queries in the rewriting list with recent codes such as other specific, other actual rewording, then we can apply the suggested rewriting where different parts of query get boosted. For example, here, people issue a query write case for MacBook Pro, and we use the Curie parser to find the color red and put it aside, and the rest of the part match a tail query, the case for MacBook Pro, and then we swap it with the suggested query and then put the color back. And what you can see here, if we do not do query writing in this pipeline, you can get the result on the left. The reason is like you don't have real MacBook Pro case is because all these things on the left have the word case for. And then also the MacBook Pro, the special character is not get treated. But after rewriting, you can get the most relevant stuff with all the red MacBook Pro case boosted on the top. In summary, using HeadnTail analysis, you can fix your torso and tail queries and increase your overall conversions. Figure out what things need to change in your Solr configuration. Also understand problems with your product catalog and learn things about the difference between how your customer describes things and how you do. And I think this is a better way to learn about customer vocabulary than the methods rely on knowledge database such as Wikipedia. For example, if there's a new product just come out, it may take a while for Wikipedia to update if it's an important product. But I bet you can capture it in your tail queries the next day if you don't have it in stock. In this talk, we've used an e-commerce data set for illustration, but this is just as useful in enterprise search or anywhere else you deploy search. You do need to be careful when rewriting queries automatically. Fusion 4's new experiment management tool allows you to perform A/B testing on a percentage of your queries before rolling it out for everyone. Stay tuned for a future webinar on experiments and A/B testing. To learn more about HeadnTail analysis, please check out my step-by-step technical paper. We also have an advanced spell checker job in Fusion 4, and I will post a blog about it soon. If you want to learn about other techniques for improving search using machine learning, there's an upcoming webinar about learning to rank. Finally, please check out our recordings of a previous webinar of a Fusion 4 overview. Thank you all for attending. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
All right, so we do have a few questions already, and if you guys want to enter some more, please use the tool and ask your questions, and we'll be happy to answer them. So the first question is, how do I configure the HeadnTail pipeline, the HeadnTail correction pipeline in my application?
It's a lot of details how to configure. Please check out our document or approach to our consulting department for more advice or service department. It's kind of hard to describe in the webinar because there's a lot of settings there. But basically, you parse, you put your tail query and suggested query in the sidecar collection, and then in the pipeline, you kind of fetch. You first parse your query, and then fetch against that sidecar collection. And if you see any part of your query match any tail query, and then you swap it.
All right. Is it safe to use an automatic head-tail query correcting pipeline? So would it be safe to use that sort of pipeline in production?
Of course, you have to do some UAT tests, and then because we listed all the components to the rewriting in the different fields, you can do your customized rewriting and to do whatever way you want. For example, if you don't want to boost head part by 2, you can boost it by 3. Or if you don't want to do the freeze like a quote, you can do just a boost on each individual token. Or if you have a lot of zero results thing, you can just swap with the head query and drop all the descriptive part. It's pretty flexible. The point is find those problematic things, and then you can customize your own rewriting. And again, use our A/B testing tool to A/B test and then do a comprehensive UAT test.
All right, great. So why might a head-tail query correction underperform an uncorrected query in A/B testing?
I don't totally get it for this question. Head-tail query correction underperform. Why will underperform? Sorry, I don't totally get it.
Yeah, I think the question is if you apply the correcting pipeline, then if you've got a if it corrects the if it corrects the tail query or torso query, why could it possibly underperform in A/B testing? So what could go wrong if you correct a tail or torso query?
So because, again, this is automatically generated, we better be sure. And then based on my experience, most of the cases, there should be improvement. There should not be deteriorating. So that's what I observe. But it's possible it may have conflict with your other Solr configuration. So you better check. For example, you swapped tail with the suggested query, but you have another pipeline stage after it do some other things, or your Solr some setup with some single name list interfere with it, or you have some auto freezing stuff interfere with it. So the ordering, and also when you do the boosting, the signal boosting before or after this, you better check it out.
All right. Is A/B testing a new feature of Fusion 4, or is it available in 3X?
It's a new feature in Fusion 4. And then we put a lot of effort in this. We have some basic A/B testing, but in Fusion 4, we have the whole suite of experiment management, and then have an easy-to-use app and with all the UIs. And for example, we can randomly choose how many % of the traffic each traffic goes. And then we add a few pretty comprehensive statistics such as MRR, and ECG, precision and recall. Also, we provide confidential statistics like whether these two things are different statistically.
All right, and the same question for head and tail analysis. Is that new to Fusion 4? Is it available in 3X?
So this is a new feature in 4, the head-tail analysis.
All right. Well, I think that takes us to the end of our Q&A. If anyone has further questions, feel free to reach out, and we'll answer them offline.